As I said at the end of another video, sometimes good ideas hit when you're not near your DAW or an instrument, so try to record them wherever you can. And that's exactly what I did, except this time, I have no idea what this means. Yeah, let's figure this out. Alright, God has left the chat. If I translate the numbers into my guitar frets, the sequence sounds something like that. Now what we have to do is simply find a rhythm for that sequence, and I mean sky is the limit. So I was noodling around with the guitar and I found something that sounds like that. What do you think? Should we record that? Maybe let's find a tempo first. Dun, 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 dun. It's not a 4/4 rhythm, so we'll deal with that. Okay, that will do for a first take. Let's do the bass for that riff. That will do for now for the bass, and let's try some drums. Maybe something like that. Let's edit that. Let's put some accents on the hi-hat. Maybe? Okay, let's get some proper guitar takes. I have another idea. Let's try something else. It's a bit simple, but I think we can change the rhythm with the drums. Let's do the guitar, it just sucks. I'm really not in today. That happens, it's okay. Okay, let's do open 2 on the first one, then chugged on the second part. That wasn't that bad, wasn't it? Let's try the bass. So it's the same sequence, so it's just a rhythm problem, right? Yeah, just a rhythm problem for sure. Cool, we have 2 riffs now. Let's duplicate this riff and try a faster beat on the drum. I'm not sure it will work, but let's just try that for the sake of trying. Can we double this riff as well? Let's try something more straight on the drum. Now let's try a riff that uses different strings instead of staying on the same ones. So instead of just playing the sequence on the same string, we could have something like... Okay, let's try something. That's not the riff at all. Okay, let's hear how that sounds. The guitars are pushing a bit. Sounds creepy. I think with that creepy riff, we could try to finish with a slowish version of the riff. Let's do some legato and finally the drums. Let's do that with the China. At this point, I feel now that we could try to orchestrate the riffs a bit better. We could try quad tracking with the guitars, but I think I want to fill in the blanks with some synth and try to use the synth bass that I have right there. So let's load something here. Sounds good. And let's make him play the same thing as the bass. So here my goal is to use this synth to underline the guitar just a bit more. So if we listen just to the guitars and that synth, I like to make it a bit wider. I'm going to use Refract from Arturia. And in the context of the mix, maybe a bit of EQ just to sculpt that a bit better with the guitars. What I want here is for the synth not to take too much space. The guitars are the main elements right there. So let me mute the synth bass back and forth so you can hear the difference it makes. It really pushes the guitar just a bit more, and that's what I wanted. Okay, I made a synth patch because I think the riff at the end could have a bit more depth and maybe a bit more of melody to it. And I also noticed that I only played or sequenced from left to right with the guitar, so I think we could start from the end with the synth and have another completely different melody. And if we try to play that on top of the riff, and at the end we could play the same thing as the guitars. I think we could play the octave as well. I like to bounce the reverb at the end and use it as a riser. Maybe using that at the beginning, start the riff. We need an impact. Alchemy has some. I think they're in cinematic action drums. That could work. Let's bring OTT. Alright, I need a bit more of impact. Let's duplicate that. No. No. I don't like the pew. I've put some risers and some hits a bit along the way. Let me show you real quick. Super simple, but it really helps transition a bit better from parts to parts. Alright, let me set the mastering chain for that, and well, let's hear everything we've done. Alright then, that was fun. That's funny because at the beginning I really thought it was gonna be more of a riff exercise, and it turned out to be quite rhythm oriented. And it was also a great way to find some new groove on the drums to go with that cycling sequence of notes, if that makes any sense. So yeah, leave yourself some notes about all the musical ideas you can have any way you can. No matter how weird they seem, they might turn into something really cool. So that was my God has left the chat note, whatever it's supposed to mean. I think we did some cool riffs. Let me know what you think in the comment, like the video, subscribe, you know how it goes. Thank you so much for watching, I'll see you next time.